things off with a little bit of festival market here. It's like a festival food court. It's a lot of awesome stuff, and I'm gonna chow down on these chicken kebabs, as you want to call them, and we'll start the presentation today. Well, tonight. My first night video in a little while. Actually, one of my first videos back in a long time. So hopefully, you guys have a lot of fun watching this, and gonna chow down on this awesome cuisine, and we'll get into it. So, catching Buneary is going to be a pretty common sight for this vlog episode. We're in the middle of the extravaganza event, as you all should know, and we're going to be looking for a shiny Buneary tonight. As I explain, I guess, all the things that I have to explain coming back, and just generally talking about what happened to me over the past 4 months, and why I've been gone for so long. And I just want to share with you guys what I went through, and hopefully if any of you are going through the same thing, it might be able to help you at some point. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to get some shiny checks in. We're going to have a nice, awesome nighttime Singapore adventure. Safari Zone is over and done. We put a book on that the other day, so now it's just time to explore Singapore, which is one of the most beautiful freaking countries I've ever been to. Super hot, but super beautiful. Alright, we got ourselves a shiny check on this Buneary. It is not shiny, that's quite unfortunate. So go ahead and pick this up. There's also a Staryu right next to it, and unfortunately I don't have a Staryu at all. I transferred all mine, and Starmie is one of my favorite water type. Actually, Starmie is my #1 favorite water type Pokemon. So, without further ado, pick up the Staryu, and a Meryl just spawned here. 670 CP. Man, I miss this. I really do miss coming out and just catching Pokemon and just recording it, and having the feeling of anticipating the build to the upload. These are all feelings that I do miss. I do miss them a lot. Meryl, I need to hatch a shiny Azure one of these days. Will that day be today? I highly doubt it. So apparently this is a shopping center, and this is a Wigglytuff at 1028 CP. And we're gonna rock a Raspberry. I have really 2 Ultra Balls left. Gonna have to go through a nice good old walk at Red Bank, try to figure out what's going on there. But I thought this building was like a theater. It's like a shopping mall. But you'll never know unless you explore, right? Go pop an incense, just find a nice restaurant, let's talk. Okay, so if you haven't noticed, 7-Eleven is a staple here in Asia. There's one on literally every other street corner, just like Philadelphia, but literally everything you could possibly need. This is basically like the Wawa of Asia. They have alcohol in this section. They also have Sprite, Coke, any drink that you could possibly need. They don't have the new orange vanilla Coke. Instead, check this out. Instead, they have peach Coke. So we have a cool little cluster right here. Check this out. There's, I believe there's a Buneary, an Executor, a Jigglypuff, and an Execute, but the Execute's of no concern. The Mareep is non-shiny, but the Mareep could have been shiny, but it's not shiny. So that's 298 CP. We'll go ahead and knock that one down in the mall nonetheless. So right in the middle of the shopping mall. I thought this place was like a stadium or something, like someplace you would host events. Apparently it's a shopping mall. It's a really massive shopping mall. They have everything you could ever ask for in this shopping mall. So we're gonna take a breather. We're gonna go and catch these spawns. First, let's start off with the Buneary. The Buneary is non-shiny. I don't think we're gonna get a shiny tonight, but I believe the extravaganza, but actually no, because Shuckle starts spawning globally tomorrow, I believe, so we're gonna see less Buneary spawn, so this may be my last night to get a shiny Buneary, and it's not looking too positive. Yeah, no. Alright. This one's a stronger CP, however, 734. We'll go ahead and rock the Raspberry. I have way too many freaking Raspberries. As you can see, I have almost 300 after the Safari Zone. Post Safari Zone, I have still almost like 300 Raspberries, but working my way towards getting that number down. But I'm going to use all of them. Executor. Wild Executors have been spawning pretty frequently since I arrived in Singapore. I don't know what that's about, but underneath the bright lights of the Singapore Mall. You gotta check out this big ass chandelier that's right in front of me. After I catch this Executor, I'll turn the camera around and show you guys this big light that's like right in front of me. Bait. Alright. So that's done. All those spawns are cleaned up. This is a Jigglypuff, an Execute. And check out this chandelier. That is magnificent. First of all, this line, I thought these guys were waiting for like a sneaker or something. Turns out it's a nightclub, so have fun down there, I guess, ish. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been kind of waiting for. This is going to be the tell-all segment, I guess, and I'm going to try to consolidate this into 3 different quick parts on why I was gone for so long, and I want to let you guys know that I am very, very much better than I used to be, and I am 100% ready to make a full comeback, and I cannot wait to just get my hands dirty again. I haven't really got my hands like dirty and like really got into this stuff in such a long time, so I'm really excited for that. Also, I'm going to try to get this done as quickly as possible for this last segment. I don't want this to go on too long, so I don't want to bore you guys, and also I need to try to get this up before I leave the hotel because I gotta get to the airport around like 5, 6 in the morning, and this internet is freaking slow. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and go to, I guess, the top 3 reasons. The top 3 reasons why I felt so frustrated, because that's the main reason I left, was because of my creative frustration. I really had felt like I was letting you guys down because I felt like I was not improving as a content creator, and I think when I am not progressing, that's what bothers me the most out of anything. Like, I'm an individual that has to make improvements and has to see improvements each and every single day. Maybe not each and every single day, but I'm an individual that has to see progression, and if I feel like I'm not getting any better, and we're not talking about, you know, benchmarks or statistics, I'm talking about more of the quality of my content that I am delivering, or that I was delivering. I didn't feel like I was getting any better, and with that being said, I felt like I was letting you guys down as my audience because I didn't feel like I was getting any better, and I need to improve on this platform because that makes me feel like I'm doing something right here. I felt like instead of going off in my own direction and just embracing my own ideas a little bit more each day, I felt like I was chasing kind of what was working, and I feel like I was chasing other people and what was working for them in terms of what type of content they were creating. And you can't do that as an individual, and you can't do that as a content creator. You have to embrace your own ideas, no matter whether you think they're going to flop, whether you think they're going to be great. You have to take them into consideration because they are your own thoughts, and it's really important to take that into account. And what I really think the most important reason was I was denying myself the break that I should have taken a long time ago. And that break probably would have been a lot shorter than, you know, the span of 4 months. I mean, that I never intended to take a 4-month break. I had quit. I quit from December to the very end of February until my dad, shouts to him, convinced me to make a comeback. So he was like, and this goes back to way back in my childhood and how I developed as the human being that I am today. There were so many things that I had started that I'd signed up for, whether it was like karate, whether it was soccer, or it was playing the clarinet, whatever it may be, and I never really finished it. I never really saw it through. I kind of just picked it up and I quit it, and I picked it up and I quit it, and I picked it up and I quit it. And my dad was very, he's very blunt at times, and he was like, I don't want this to be another thing that you pick up and then you don't see through to the end, because I've seen you do that before your entire life. And that really hit home for me, and that's when I decided to say, hey, I'm gonna turn this around, and I'm gonna figure out exactly what I want to do and go in my own direction and do exactly whatever I want to do, because I know that's going to make me happy, and I feel like that is the only way I can succeed, is by being my own individual self 115%. It's going to be all 100% just my thoughts, my concepts, and my ideas, and whatever I want to do. And I feel like you guys are going to love it. And let me just make this very clear, straight up. This does not mean that I'm leaving Pokemon Go or making content for any other game, because that's not happening. I'm going to be doing Pokemon Go or Pokemon forever. That is my game. That is what I love to make content for. That's the game that I love. But this is more of a conversation of putting your own spin on the content. So taking Pokemon or taking Pokemon Go and putting your own spin on it, because I always felt very stagnant, and I always felt like I was just treading water, just going through the motions, if you will. I feel like I wasn't really being true to what I wanted to do, and I wasn't being true to who I was. And I felt like that is, for the most part, where the frustration started to mount. So, once again, this does not mean I'm leaving Pokemon Go. I will always be making Pokemon content no matter what. And it's going to be a little different, and I'm excited to see what I come up with, because whatever I come up with is what I'm going to do. And one other thing before we head off here, a point that I want to make: if the direction that you're going in life, whether it's work or whether it's something personal, whether it's your house or maybe it's something that you're trying to work towards and you're just not quite getting there, you owe it to yourself to reinvent yourself. You owe it to yourself to stop. If your life is going in the wrong direction, or something in your life is headed in the wrong direction, if you don't like where you're going, you owe it to yourself to just stop and turn the car around. And I feel like everybody comes at a point where they need to do that. Recently I just did, and you know, it's not bad to just completely go into a different direction, but sometimes you have to stop and think about what you want your future to look like, because it's really important to have that type of foresight. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. DX1 signing out. We're going to take this back to the United States, and it's glad to be back, man. It's really good to be back. See you guys next time.